is eliminated, but that doesn't necessarily make it easier to decide when's the best time to turn on your Canada pension plan. Today, we're going to talk about different strategies to maximize your Canada pension when there's no WEP involved. My name is Brian Haggard. I'm a certified financial planner, chartered financial analyst, and I'm the founder of Retirement and Financial. We help simplify your cross-border retirement plan. And one of the biggest things that we help our clients with is helping them understand what benefits they qualify for. And just as important, when's the best timing for turning on these benefits? Do you turn on your Canada pension plan early, delay Social Security? Do you turn on your Social Security early, delay CPP? Do you delay both of them? These are these are big decisions that people have to make, and every single person's situation is a little bit different. Today, we're going to talk about what our previous guidance was before WEP was eliminated, and then how that maybe has changed now that WEP is eliminated. So previously, our big strategy that a lot of our clients initiated or implemented was to turn on their Canada pension plan as soon as they retired. We had some people who actually turned on their Canada pension plan before retirement. And then what they would do is they would then delay their Social Security benefits. And why were we recommending this? Why were a lot of our clients implementing this strategy? And the main reason is that for a lot of our clients, they would end up losing about half of their Canada pension plan in the form of WEP, Windfall Elimination Provision, once Social Security turned on. And so one of the ways that we actually helped reduce the Windfall Elimination Provision was turning on the Canada pension plan earlier, maybe getting less of a benefit from Canada pension plan, but then ultimately getting a larger Social Security benefit once that turned on. Well, we no longer have to worry about WEP. We don't have to worry about turning on your Canada pension plan early to minimize the WEP reduction. So how does that change things? So I want to talk about just some of the basics of CPP. Right now, the maximum benefit here in 2025 at age 65 for your CPP benefit is about $1,400 Canadian per month, a little bit over that. Now, for a lot of the clients that we work with, though, that's not nearly how much they are going to get in CPP benefits. Usually is quite a bit less because in order to get that maximum $1,400 a month plus in CPP benefits, you would have had to have worked in Canada for about 40 years, earning over $50,000 plus Canadian per year. Just a lot of our clients, that's not their situation. They moved down to the States from Canada. Maybe they were in Canada for 10, 20, sometimes 30 years, but typically they're not going to qualify for that full CPP benefit. The other part about CPP is you can turn on your benefit as early as age 60. You get a 7.2 reduction every year by turning on your CPP benefit before age 65. And you can grow your benefit all the way up till age 70, 72 actually, if you're in Quebec, but up to age 70. And for every year you delay, you get an 8.4% annual increase. Pretty nice little benefit by delaying your CPP benefit all the way till age 70. So let's just give you an example. We're going to use the example that somebody has lived and worked in Canada for 20 years. And during those 20 years, they maxed out their CPP contributions, meaning that they probably earned about 50,000 Canadian per year. In that situation, what's that person's CPP benefit going to look like? Well, if they turned it on at what the Canada assumes should be your full retirement age, you would get about 680 Canadian per month. If you turn it on earlier at age 60, that benefit would only be 435 Canadian per month. And if you waited all the way till age 90, you would get about all the way till age 70, you would get 923 Canadian dollars per month. So you can see this person is getting, $50 a month or so per year that they delay their CPP benefits. And so you might be looking at this going, well, I want to maximize my CPP, so maybe I'll end up delaying till age 70. Now, what are the total benefits that you may receive given those three situations, right? So I looked at those three examples and we said you're going to live till 90 years old and you're going to get a 2% annual cost of living adjustment on those CPP benefits as well. And you can see if you wait until age 70 to turn on your benefits and you live a long life up till age 90, certainly you will get more in CPP benefits by delaying till age 70 than turning it on at age 60. Now, some people will say, well, what are my break even ages? How long do I actually have to live in order for it to be worthwhile for me to delay collecting my CPP benefit? So if you delay from 60 to 65, your break even age would be about 72, meaning that if you live past 72 years old, you ultimately would get more money by delaying till 65 as opposed to turning it on at age 60. If you delay from 65 to 70, that break even age becomes 81. And if you delay from 60 to 70, the difference between those, the break even age is 77. Now use an annual 2% annual cost of living adjustment for those examples. So you can see in this example that there's a really good chance if you're going to live past 81 years old, delaying your CPP benefits gives you the highest monthly amount as opposed to an annual and lifetime amount as opposed to starting your CPP benefits early. So let's just talk about some of the benefits of deferring your CPP. It's a higher income once your CPP starts, right? The longer you delay, the higher your fixed income is going to be. So ultimately, if you're a person who really wants to maximize how much they're going to get from CPP, how much they're going to get from Social Security, ultimately they're better off just kind of trying to delay those as long as possible. If they're expected to have a pretty long life, delaying that's going to result in absolutely the most income over your lifetime. As we looked at, it's a relatively low break even ages. You only need to live until 70, high 70s, low 80s in order for it to make sense where you get more money by deferring and delaying your CPP as opposed to turning it on earlier. And as we looked at, you typically are going to get more income over your life by deferring CPP as opposed to turning it on early. So you may say, hey, we looking at all those, Brian, this is a no-brainer. I'm absolutely going to delay and defer my CPP until I'm 70 years old and get that maximum benefit. But that isn't necessarily always going to be our suggestion. Actually, for most people, our suggestion hasn't really changed. We're still, for a lot of people or for a lot of our clients, recommending that they turn on their CPP right at retirement. And why is that? There's a lot of different benefits that you get as a cross-border retirement. You get CPP, you get OAS, and there's Social Security, right? And we have to kind of look at all of those when we're making those decisions. Now, CPP is great, but for most people, it's not nearly the benefit that Social Security is. Social Security is typically a much higher benefit for most people, unless you worked in Canada for a significantly more amount of time than you might have here in the States. If you worked in Canada and in the States for about 20 years, I typically find that your Social Security benefit is 2 or 3 times higher than what your CPP benefit is. So one of the benefits of starting CPP earlier is it allows you to more comfortably delay what is for most of us the better benefit, which is Social Security. As I mentioned, Social Security is a higher benefit. And the other benefit of Social Security is the survivor benefit is much better than what it is for CPP or OAS. If you were to pass away with a CPP benefit, your spouse may get up to about 60% of that benefit for his or her life. OAS, your benefits completely eliminated once you pass away. But as far as Social Security is concerned, your spouse might get your full Social Security benefit once you pass away. And by delaying your Social Security benefit to get the maximum amount, not only does it maximize it during your lifetime, it may also maximize it during your spouse's lifetime as well. And that's a huge benefit. The other reasons why, for a lot of times, we'll suggest people turn on CPP even without WEP early, is it reduces those early account withdrawals. So a lot of people, when we look at the retirement plan, initially they'll come to us and they'll say, Brian, I want to delay my Social Security. I want to delay CPP. I want to get the maximum benefits as much as I possibly can from that. And there's no denying that by delaying those benefits, typically you are going to get the most over your lifetime. The problem is if you're delaying those, that might mean really significant account withdrawals in those early years of retirement. If you have no other fixed income coming in and you're waiting on Social Security, CPP, and OAS, that could cause your account withdrawals to be really, really high. And actually, a lot of times when we run the different scenarios on our financial planning software, it actually looks a lot better when people start some benefits earlier as opposed to deferring all of these. Some people's accounts just can't withstand really large account withdrawals, especially if you're retiring at 60, 62, which we see a lot of people do. Can you handle 8 to 10 years of really large account withdrawals before turning on any of your benefits? For a lot of people, we can't. And therefore, a lot of that reason why we will turn on CPP a little bit earlier as well. And for a lot of people, having that fixed income in retirement in those early years of retirement just makes their retirement a lot more comfortable. It can be really jarring to go from working and getting a steady paycheck to having nothing coming in those early years of retirement and just relying on account withdrawals. Having money coming in earlier can really make your retirement a lot more comfortable, help you feel comfortable about actually spending money in retirement. It's a big problem that we see a lot of people have. They're great savers, but not necessarily good spenders. Sometimes having more money coming in at retirement can help them. So for those reasons, when we're looking at what's your CPP and Social Security strategy, for a lot of our clients, we're still going to make that recommendation of turning CPP on earlier, maybe as soon as retirement, and delaying and deferring that Social Security benefit a little bit. And that is going to, for a lot of people, make the retirement plan look the best. It's great news that WEP is reduced or eliminated for Canadians. We now need to make sure we're changing our planning based on that. For a lot of the clients that we have, the retirement plan has looked so much better because they're now looking at 2, 3, 4. We have some clients who are getting $600 or $700 more a month with WEP being eliminated. This is a huge opportunity for a lot of people. If you're thinking about retiring and you're a cross-border retiree, feel free to reach out to us. You can schedule a complimentary meeting on our website. We can kind of talk about what our services are and better understand your situation. And if we have an opportunity to work together to help create your cross-border retirement plan. Again, my name is Brian Haggard. Thanks a lot for joining today.